Evolution 2 is a sequel, an evolution if you will, of 2017's first game in the Evolution series. Now, I didn't love it because Aussie Rules is really hard to turn into a fun video game, and it's just a difficult sport to understand if you're not a huge fan. But has the game finally evolved from a meek cat into a mighty lion?
Can't wait for this one to begin, and I think the crowd would agree too. And here we go. Finds the loose ball. Got the hands free. Great grab. Brilliant tackle. Channels a long kick. Marked by Pickett. Goes for home. Off the ground. He's kicked a goal.
Like all good sequels, AFL Evolution 2 makes a few changes and updates from the first round. There are the expected gameplay and AI improvements, but the coolest is the addition of the entire Women's League, complete with every player's likeness. They've also added some of the smaller stadiums from around Australia, the state leagues, and a Guernsey creator, which allows you to make custom uniforms and share them online. Oh, time to give these boys a nice rose pompadour palette. There are also 2 new voices in the commentary box, although they often repeat themselves and you're constantly hearing where the audio clips are cut together. It starts out kind of funny, and then slowly becomes more and more irritating.
Anthony Hudson here for this battle between the Swans and the visiting team. Here today, the clash between Fremantle and Carlton. It's GWS Giants 6-3-39. Brisbane 4-4-28.
And unfortunately, the game has a lot of these rough edges. Loading times seem way longer than necessary for a game of this size. The menus are clunky and there's a lot of them. And some of the player likenesses are downright terrifying. Ugh. Yet for a game released in 2020, this is not pretty. But despite all of this, the core gameplay can be fun. After some study. I say study because there's no training mode. Just like the previous game, you have to sit and watch videos on how to play. I had to take notes. I had to do homework in order to play. Which I will do for pizza. After a few matches though, I kinda got it and started to find a fun flow. It's the same sort of feeling as when a football match is going really well. Take possession, pass it off, set up a mark near the posts, line up a goal and score! When you're in this flow, it's pretty fun. I liked goal kicking the most because it feels like you're fully in control and it's something you can practice. Lining up a perfect shot on goals by taking into account your kick power, angle of attack, and the wind can be super rewarding. But there are also times when it's a lot less fun to play. Those were the moments when the ball is out of control, everyone's just running around, and you have to focus on the more confusing mechanics, like marking and ball ups. No matter how much I studied and tried, I could not work out how to do either of these things well. It just felt completely random.
Blakely couldn't hang on to the ball.
Because of this, I think the game is at its best when you can just focus on its strengths and ignore all the extra stuff. It's perfect for playing with a friend who's also keen on the sport, so you can just jump into a casual match to settle which team is superior, or create fantasy matchups with the game's best players. And let's face it, with the lack of real footy going on right now, fans need to get their AFL fix somewhere. So, like a lot of other niche sports titles, this isn't fancy, but if you're missing your quality footy time, you'll get a kick out of it. That's another footy joke, because a kick is a thing they do. As someone who's not super into AFL, AFL Evolution 2 didn't quite pull it off for me. But then fans might say, this game isn't made for non-fans, so who cares what I think? And look, they are right. But still, how dare you? I care what I think. And so I'm giving it 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.